Today we're gonna have a little chat about that plane, but I figure we're gonna do this a little differently. We're gonna chill out in one of the nicest cities possibly in the world. It is gorgeous here. You know what, after saying that, it almost makes me want to say, hey, Elliot Roger here. Sorry guys. Alright, well, on we go. We're gonna move on, but this is called Chateau Laurier, this place right here, and this is actually the most photographed building or photographed hotel in the world. So they claim. I might be debunked on that. Busted, sent to Saturn. So yeah, this is Quebec. It's pretty nice. I enjoy living here. It's calming. Anyways, we're going to chill out here underneath this little gazebo or bandstand, whatever you want to call it. By the way, before we do anything, check this out. Boom! Of course there's an obelisk. Of course there is. Of course there is. This isn't Masonic at all. What are you talking about? Anyways, so the first thing I kind of want to say before anything at all, this is not to pick a fight with anyone at all. And what I would love to be able to do and be able to say, see how that ice is just drifting along there? That I was able to get some people to take some of their stresses of the past week in this freaking plane, in this conversation. And it needs to be had, don't get me wrong, but anyways, just take those stresses, throw them out on one of those ice pans. Just watch them drift away, and we're gonna have a chat. First thing I want to say is that I don't really claim to know anything, you know? And I'm actually a pretty strong believer that the only thing that we know is that we think, therefore we are. It's obviously not my quote. It's from a French Mason, actually, I'm pretty sure. He's Catholic anyways. And sometimes when we think we know something, our perception is what is truth only in our mind. And nobody else's but yours. And it's important. You should be able to value that. But at the same time, we should be able to value others and realize that to them, their perception is the only truth. Now, whether it's right or wrong, which sometimes is very, very hard to prove, it is valuable, and you should value it. What this translates to is, in a country like ours, it's necessary that all rights are protected, that all convictions or beliefs are respected. Haha! Whatever. Has Canada ever been like that? I don't remember a time it was like that. So this guy was, his name is Georges-Étienne Cartier. George Etienne Cartier. And this guy was completely and absolutely Sulpician Jesuit Mason controlled. You can see it in one of his main pictures that you see. Right on his left side, he has his advisors in the cloth to his left. As you will notice, as I show you more of Quebec, that this is a very Jesuit, a very strong Jesuit stronghold. And this guy was kind of like the French side of the Confederation, along with John A. Macdonald, to create the Masonic Confederation of Canada. And he kind of started off like a real Quebec or French patriot, French-speaking patriot. And a lot of people believe that he was a turncoat, that pretty much in the last few days and the last times before the decision, that he changed his mind and joined Canada and kind of gave in to the requests. But he was always Jesuit controlled, just like many people today. And what they do here is play on the emotions of people. And in that case, it was that all-powerful strength within the Quebecois culture to be who they are, to be their own. And they don't necessarily hate Canada. They have their own identity, and they should be respected for it. And I think a lot of us now can relate to that, because anybody can be sucked in by some Jesuit scheme. Or it doesn't have to be Jesuit. There's so many different other factions as well. I'm not blaming them. It's just that they're very prominent here. But alas, we get pulled in regardless. And I don't think anybody is completely impermeable to these deceptions. And it's okay. We need to be able to admit that it's okay. That's what we got to do, man. Because you know what? We're not on the side of all these resources where we can get information at our disposal, and that we could just walk into any hoaxes that are happening and we can see exactly what's going on. Because we don't know. Like, you know, like a lot of these hoaxes, you can logically rule out that the official story is nowhere near what the truth is. You can do that. You can prove that. But logic doesn't... Sorry. Logic disproves. It shows that something is not cogent. Right? It can't prove that something's a hoax. And it can't prove that something is not a hoax. You can only prove that something is illogical. So, I mean, if we're not, like, and I mean, like, I'm no master on logic, trust me. Like, I know a few things, but I'm not a master, and I constantly have my emotions get the better of me, you know. By the way, guys, I'm probably going to fall anytime soon here now. It's really slippery. Check this out. That's too fun. Okay, so yeah, I mean, we're just trying to find the truth, guys. None of us are truly experts, okay? We can all make mistakes. And I don't think it helps one bit to ever say that if you believe that something is a hoax, or if you believe that something is not a hoax, you're an idiot. I think that's a horrible, horrible thing to say, or any name calling, you know? Because a lot of the times, guys, it doesn't have anything to do with intelligence. In fact, like, not anything at all. It usually has to do with an emotional connection. Like, you know, I'm not a dumb guy. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a genius, but I'm not a dumb guy. You know, I still got slipped into Mormonism when I was younger. You know, it doesn't make me an idiot. By the way, guys, check this out. Is like the prettiest street in Canada as voted. I don't know by who, but I can see why. We're gonna walk through it. We're gonna chill and just kind of figure it all out. At least get into it. So we got to bear in mind, like, this is about a connection, and sometimes we're just lucky to be able to have someone's ear. I know I'm lucky to have like 32 or 3,300 subscribers or whatever, I don't know. I mean, it's not huge, but I'm thankful for every ear that I have, because I have the opportunity to be able to share information. And I know that I'm not going to be right all the time, but I need to be responsible with what I put out as well, you know. And if we have people's ear, we also can manipulate their actions. And whether you're intentionally doing that, well, then maybe it wouldn't be manipulation, would it? But you can influence someone's action by what you say. Not saying that you don't have the right to say it, by any means, actually. And that's one of the biggest problems that I've had with these arguments, is that people are saying they don't really have the right to be saying it. And if we just talked about the point and just stuck to the point, even when we had personal attacks on us, and just keep sticking to the point, then I think we would be able to get through this a lot easier. I'm not saying that's an easy thing to do, but I'm not saying I do it all the time either. But we gotta try, because we deserve each other's respect. We're bright enough that we're able to realize that what the world is not exactly what most people think it is. And we have a responsibility to not jump to conclusions. And if we're going to be coming out as an analyst or like an expositor, then what, like, as for me, like, what I need to do constantly, I have to try and challenge the way that I think, you know. And I don't always succeed in doing that, because I am human, but you gotta keep trying and keep learning in the process, that you don't know everything, and nobody knows everything about anything. And that we need to keep humble, no matter how many times that we've spoken about this, or how long we've been in it for, you know. That's, sometimes it's irrelevant. But we just need to treat each other with a little more respect, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. As for what I think it is, I would love, I welcome anybody to civilly give me some evidence as to why this would, how this is hoax, how you have come to the conclusion that this is a hoax. Because I really haven't seen any substantial evidence. Not something that can prove it was a hoax. I can see, you know, coincidences and stuff from before, but we have to be careful not to commit a fallacy of false equivocation. That just because something is one thing before, that it must always be that way. We can't do that. And I think, you know, I think this was a good example. It's a good opportunity to be able to look at how we logically process things, how our cognition really handles the information we're taking in. Are we taking in the information because we want something to be false or not false or true or whatever, or that we want to just differentiate from somebody else, or it doesn't matter. Is our emotions getting the best? Are our emotions getting the best of us?
Thank you for watching. None of these videos would have been possible without the support of this community. Please subscribe to watch more videos like this, send me your feedback, and share this with whom you can. The Ottawa Expositor is a grateful member of Max Resistance and Free Radio Revolution. All links, including material references, provided below.